Welcome to the Tesla Economist. Please hit the thumbs up and remember to subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon. There still seems to be a lot of people thinking that LFP batteries will be in the 4680 form factor when Tesla make them in-house. We've been through this many times. Elon has even said on 3 occasions I can think of that LFP will not use the 4680 form factor. But I can understand why people may think this. Tesla has spent all this time, capital, resources in researching the ultimate form factor for their battery. One of the most important elements of the new battery was that it must have a good enough energy density to get a decent range for semi-trucks. If we can't power all vehicles electrically, then the whole renewable energy movement won't work so well. There was a lot riding on these batteries, so these batteries needed to be capable of a lot of range. Tesla have also discovered an application for electric vehicles that may mean the life usage increases perhaps tenfold with vehicles entering into a robotaxi network. Therefore, we needed a special battery that could handle 1 million miles without too much battery degradation. Along with the manufacturing techniques to get the cost of the battery down significantly, this battery was so important. It truly is the biggest breakthrough technology to date that will take transportation electric. Anyway, I do understand from a manufacturing or engineering perspective how much easier and better life would be if all Tesla batteries were the same size and form factor. Of course, it makes things easier and tidier. But was Tesla's mission to accelerate the transition as clean and tidy as possible? Or was it to do it as fast as possible? Tesla are currently working with all sorts of form factors and managing. It's not what is holding the company back. If growth of Tesla was being stunted by the fact they'd made so many different battery packs for all the different form factors, then it perhaps would be a good idea to go to one form factor. But that is not what is holding back Tesla. It's going to be the actual battery supply. Tesla want as many batteries as they can possibly get. It doesn't matter whether it's prismatic or cylindrical form factor, although they may refuse pouch form factors. I think we can leave that special one to GM. Tesla are adapting already to the different form factors. If they can continue to adapt to more, then it will mean they simply have that many more batteries available to them. Okay, yes, sure, all that makes sense. But why can't Tesla make all their other batteries 4680 form factor? In other words, why can't Tesla make their LFP batteries 4680? The 4680 batteries are designed around what is best for the nickel cathode designed battery. The entire battery is designed around that specific chemistry, but not only that, it's also designed around the desired application. What was the desired application of the 4680 nickel cell? Like we said, it was to power a long-range semi-truck, be suitable for robotaxi miles, and get the costs down. Therefore, the battery cell was designed to optimize these qualities. The problem is nickel is too scarce for the number of batteries we need. But what about LFP batteries? They're not going to be designed for the same intentions. For example, LFP batteries are already a lot cheaper. Therefore, perhaps there'll be less compromises on other aspects, rather than trying to get the prices down. The issue currently with LFP is the energy density. My theory is that as LFP lacks in energy density, it will thus be best suited for a form factor that generates the greatest energy density for LFP, likely using some of the chemistry we saw on Battery Day, namely the silicon used in the anode, thus increasing the lithium ions you can store in the battery. Honestly, if Tesla just made a small improvement on battery efficiency with LFP and managed to improve ranges by 10%, that would be an insane breakthrough. The Model 3 standard range with 300 miles, yet the cost of the battery will probably be another $4,000 saved from CATL LFP moving to Tesla LFP. But CATL can't make enough batteries anyway. This LFP breakthrough would also mean that Tesla's biggest selling product would now be possible. It doesn't take too much improvement until we see big jumps and more products become feasible. This would mean that Tesla could offer a decent range in a standard range Model Y, possibly above 260 miles of range. This will be Tesla's best-selling product for some time, maybe ever, at least their best-selling vehicle. I can't see how any other car would outsell that, bearing in mind that there is no $25,000 Tesla on the way. The profit margins on an LFP model sold in the major markets would be insane, and they would sell so well. I know it may be a mess having all sorts of different batteries, and for some reason some of you really don't like that idea. Well, it's not you who has to sort out all the battery packs for it all. That's Tesla's problem. But I imagine they will keep it as tidy as possible and that the batteries are somewhat consistent. E.g., all standard ranges from China will continue to use CATL LFP, but all standard ranges from the other factories will use Tesla's LFP. Any batteries Tesla make would also need to be structural. Structural battery packs are the future, which is why the 4680 batteries are so good. However, not so many people seem to know that Tesla are already using structural battery packs with their LFP batteries in the standard range versions. That is part of how Tesla were able to do such a good job with LFP by getting the weight down, making them structural. Obviously though, from now on, any batteries Tesla do make in-house for vehicles will be structural. All the batteries Tesla make in-house will also be cylindrical form. I don't think Tesla have a choice, as the manufacturing speed is just that much faster than everything else. And like I say, Tesla need to make a lot of batteries. I also heard that cylindrical is the most difficult to work with for the battery manufacturer, but the easiest to work with for the car manufacturer. Then what about the batteries Tesla will make that are not for vehicles and that are for energy? We have a different application here again. We would likely require a different specification of battery. What's the major difference about batteries required for energy storage and batteries designed for transport? Energy density. Energy storage is not continually moving. Its weight is of little consequence, as is its energy density. Therefore, I think Tesla will make another form factor specifically for energy. I don't think any of you would object to this alternate form factor so much, and surely you totally understand. So what qualities are we going to be looking for when it comes to energy? Well, we need a lot of batteries. So whatever it is, it needs to be abundant. We're very likely taking an iron cathode again, but we also want these batteries to be cheap. And as they don't need to be energy dense, then the cost could come down a lot. Tesla's energy business is still not profitable because Tesla are using batteries that are designed for EVs in energy, because no one has really designed a specific volume production battery for energy storage. I think that's it then, just abundant and cheap. My current thoughts that potentially Tesla could be looking at sodium-ion batteries instead of lithium, as sodium is cheaper and more abundant, so we could possibly see a whole new chemistry there again when it comes to energy. Then we have the latest chemistry we heard on the earnings call that Tesla are going to potentially launch, a manganese-based cathode. This is actually very exciting, as there is enough manganese to make a lot of batteries for vehicles. It also might serve as the sweet spot, as the cost is closer to iron, yet still not far off the energy density of nickel, yet manganese is more abundant than nickel. I think Tesla could potentially make long-range 3s and Ys out of manganese batteries. That's how energy dense they might be. So this is a very exciting battery potential. Perhaps the scarce nickel might be used more for semi-trucks and maybe robots. All these chemistries and battery forms are exciting, but at the end of the day, it will come down to how Tesla can manufacture them. We need them manufactured at speed. There are a lot of batteries to make, but with assortment of batteries and technologies available from Tesla, surely it won't take long until they're the largest battery manufacturer in the world. My thoughts are probably around 2025. I'm sure for some time at least, Tesla will keep their own batteries for themselves. They need more than everyone else, and they're more valuable to Tesla than anyone else. So it makes sense. There'll be some great products coming from these batteries. I expect a Battery Day announcement again sometime this year. It might tie in with the annual shareholder meeting too, so maybe sometime in October. Thanks for listening. Please hit the thumbs up and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter and talk to me on Patreon.